El Conde is directed by Pablo Larraín and stars Jamie Vanel, Gloria Monchemir, Alfredo Castro, Paula Lutch-Singer, and Stella Gonnet, and is about Augusto Pinochet. Is a vampire ready to die, but the vultures around him won't let him go without one last bite. Hello, you beautiful movie lovers. My name is Louis, aka Movie Phantom, and today we're talking about El Conde, which is the latest Pablo Larraín movie, which, I haven't seen any of his movies before, especially Spencer. I'll get around to it, hopefully. But yeah, when the trailer dropped for this last month, I was really excited for it. It looked really interesting, weird, and I like those kind of things. So it just came out on Netflix today, and now after seeing it, I have some conflicting thoughts, I guess you could say. So first off, the cinematography in this movie is amazing. I loved it. It's black and white, and it does go in to color at the end, and it looks gorgeous. It looks amazing. And also the set itself, which, even if it wasn't on a set, it has a stage play kind of vibe to it. And also the camera work with that is just amazing also. Especially when, where characters are flying, and I honestly loved that about it. And it just has some sort of vibe with it, like, even with the stage play vibes, like I mentioned, it has some other kind of vibes, I guess you could say. I don't really know, how to explain it, but it does what it does, and I really liked it. Also, the acting in this movie is great, especially when it comes to horror scenes. It's really good. And also, can I just say, the makeup in this movie looks amazing. Just everything, from makeup, prosthetics, just everything. Not mentioning about the first 20 minutes or so, we get a pretty long setup for it to introduce you to this world, and I love the opening of this movie. In fact, it's my personal favorite scene in the entire movie. And I'll mention the blood we get in here is gory. This is black and white, but genuinely, especially from the opening, like I said, it is very bloody, and at times I felt a little squeamish, even with me having watched a bunch of bloody movies in the past, and if you have too, I think you may feel a little squeamish. Maybe. I don't know. It depends on your taste. In fact, this movie is really bloody, that there are just literal scenes where they literally kill people and take the hearts out of them and then put it in a blender and have a protein shake, per se, from the heart off it. Which, yeah. It's as bloody and gross as it sounds. Also, the horror elements in this is really well done. While I wouldn't say I was horrified by this movie, I will say it works. My biggest issue with this movie is, by far, its script. The script is really muddled together, and admittedly, it is very uninteresting. And the same with that goes for the characters, which are also very uninteresting, honestly. There are some interesting stuff, particularly with one character, with something that happens near the end of the movie, which I did really like, but it's not something that really hooked me on to it, per se. And also, a lot of it just felt bleh. I wasn't bored by it at all means. In fact, I was very surprised with how I didn't even feel the runtime once while watching this movie. It does feel a little bleh with what it's going for. I sound French there. And it is very uninteresting. Both the story and characters are. And not to mention, it just doesn't really have anything to say with what it's trying to do per se. I don't know why, but like, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it has something going for it that it wants to do, but yeah, and it doesn't really give you much of a meaning to care for what's going on. So yeah, and also, overall, it is surprisingly pretty disappointing for me, which I am kind of sad by because I was really looking forward to this movie. It's not bad by any means. I just don't really have much to say, honestly, and it's very forgettable, admittedly. There are some great stuff in here, like the acting, cinematography, camera work. All of it is great there, but there's just parts of it, like I said, with the story and characters just being so uninteresting, and even other stuff that I can't explain right now that I don't know why, it's just, yeah, it is kind of a mixed bag. It's fine by all means. There are a lot of great stuff and to appreciate. If you do like movies like this, then I would recommend it, and I do think you would like it. But overall for me, this was pretty disappointing. And I wish there was just more to the story for me to like. Overall, I'm gonna give El Conde or The Count sadly, a B minus. So, those are my thoughts on El Conde. What did you think of it? Did you love it, hate it? Let's agree, disagree down below in the comments. Come on, tell me. My review for A Haunting in Venice will be coming tomorrow, as well as maybe some other stuff also. So, yeah, like I said before. Anyways, yeah, that's it right now. Yeah, stay awesome.